What is up, everybody? You are very welcome along to tonight's late night agenda. As always, we are simulcasting both on YouTube and on Hot Mic, so whatever version you're watching us on, thank you very much for coming and joining us tonight. Straight away, I knew as soon as we put this title up that we were going to get the begrudgers, we were going to get the dividers, we were going to get all the haters piling in straight away. And the Mr. Arsenal podcast, you haven't got a fucking Scooby-Doo, mate, what I'm about to say, so your presumptuous nature just makes you look like a fool, mate. And I love it. And this is why I love dealing with trolls on the channel. Because you haven't got a clue what I'm going to say, but yet you're out there spouting out bullshit opinions. It is a thing of beauty. Now, we've a lot to get through tonight, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, I am back to my former best self. Happy as can be, ready to deal with trolls and just ready to have a good time. Mr. Crosby's in the chat. How are you, sir? Joanne has kicked us off rather nicely, as she always does, with the first super sticker of the night with the onset. That is now a staple of the channel, Joanne. I love it. I look out for it every single time and it makes me smile. So thank you for doing that, my friend. Look, there is a load for us to get through, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to talk Kai Havertz. We're going to talk Timo Werner. We're going to talk possible resumption of the Premier League. And of course, we're going to talk about what has happened in France today as well. Loads for us to get through. Loads. Now, we weren't supposed to be streaming today, but that's why I always tell you guys to make sure that you've got the notifications turned on, whether you're on Hot Mic or whether you're on YouTube, because we can sometimes just decide we got to stream because news comes out. Today was one of those days. I messaged Connor and I said, look, mate, I know we weren't going to stream, but got to stream, there's so much news to talk about. So, with that in mind, as I said, it is the last day of the month, so if you want to help out the channel without having to put your hand in your pocket, please do download the Hot Mic app, whether it's the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. Search Hot Mic, HOTMIC, put in the code Anfield when you sign up, and that will help us out massively. And it is the last day of the month, so it's after today we move into a new month, we move into a new financial period, and boom, boom, boom. Anyway, now let's get stuck in. Where do we start with all of this today, ladies and gentlemen? Well, firstly, I want to start off, as I always do, by hoping that you're all in good health and fine fettle, as we like to say, and I hope life is treating you well. I hope you're all healthy, and on behalf of my family, lots of love to all of your families, wherever you are, even the haters that are coming in to have a pop. I wish you nothing but health and happiness. Now, so much to go through. Shall we start with France? Because France is where the big news of the day really came out of today. So let's start with France and we'll go from there. So, France has now cancelled its leagues, with Paris Saint-Germain and Lorient champions of the respective leagues. Marseille will be in the Champions League place, Rennes are third and Lille fourth. Now, as I've always warned, it's never as simple as just finishing the league and saying, there you go, bing bang bosh, they're the champions, they go into Europe, sorted. No, it's never that simple. French football writer and podcaster Jeremy Smith has posted a good thread on Twitter explaining the possible fallout. These are his words. He wrote, following the French Prime Minister's announcement and ahead of expected formalisation at the end of the Ligue 1 and Ligue 2 seasons, Canal Plus has terminated its TV rights contract for the 2019-2020 season, probably finishing off any remnant of hope of some kind of on-field way of ending it. Canal Plus also did this week pay the league €37 million towards, but not in full settlement, payments due for matches already broadcast, but will pay no more. Between them, Canal and beIN Sport were due to pay the league another €243 million. This is set to hit France's pro clubs hard and right to the very top, with even Paris Saint-Germain, Monaco and Lyon applying pressure on their players to accept pay cuts, and Marseille, Saint-Etienne and Bordeaux reportedly facing very real financial concerns as a result. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I've been talking about all along. For all of the people who've been out there saying finish leagues, void leagues, football can't go ahead, fair enough, you're entitled to your opinion. But there are fallouts in all of these situations, and I've warned you guys from day one, and many other broadcasters have as well. It's never this simple. Like, the amount of money that is pumped into the Premier League from the likes of Sky, BT, beIN Sport, NBCSN, whoever else has the rights around the world, Supersport maybe, whoever it might be, is tremendous. And it dwarfs what we're talking about here with the French league. So what we already heard yesterday was that UEFA had asked clubs to go up until May 25th and to give them a way forward or a path forward to how they're going to finish their leagues. Now, they also asked leagues that are prematurely finished to explain the reasoning why they were prematurely finishing. So, now you may go and say, look, Paris Saint-Germain will probably win the French league anyway. To my recollection, and I could be wrong on this because I don't pay too much attention to it, I think they were about 12 points ahead, something like that. Now, does that mean that Liverpool are going to be awarded the Premier League title? No, it doesn't. Yes, but what it does look like, and we'll move on to this a little bit later on, is that there are talks and a little bit starting to be leaked out now about a possible return date to action for the Premier League. Now, I did say to you guys yesterday that somebody posted a comment in one of our comment sections saying, you know, that St. George's Park will be used and the hotels and players isolated and all the stuff that we've heard many, many, many times before. I'm going to go through it in as much detail as I can tonight. I'm going to try and spend a lot of time answering your questions because I know a lot of people have questions on this. And while I claim to be no expert, I do make time in my day. I probably do 4 or 5 hours of research every day before I come on a stream to make sure that I can be as up to date as possible when I come on and give you guys the best information I can. Although I do always caveat that by saying I am a fan. I'm not a journalist. I'm like everybody else. Paul, thank you for the super chat, mate. Very kind of you indeed. Really appreciate it, sir. Again, everybody over on Hot Mic, if you guys can do me one little favour, please do hit that share button and let the world know that we're live on Hot Mic as well. And it does help us out again from a financial standpoint, which I really appreciate. So, I'm going to reply to Mr. Arsenal Podcast because he took the time to put a post in. He said, I ain't no hater, just can't base what the French League have done and what the Premier League bosses should do. In terms of European spot from 3rd to 9th, anybody can get the European spot. Now, my friend, I didn't say. You assumed that I was talking about the French League with the title here tonight. And you assumed that I was coming on and going to say because PSG have been given the league, Liverpool are going to be given the league. No, my friend, all the time I have said that it's never just a Liverpool perspective that needs to be looked at on this. As you've rightly pointed out, sir. Oh, excuse me, I presume you're a sir. If you're a lady, I apologise. It isn't as simple as that. You're right, there is European places from 3rd right down to 9th to be worried about here. Actually, I hope you've had a little dig at Man City there by going 3rd to 9th and hoping that you assume they're getting booted out. Well, I'll give you bonus points for that, mate, if that was the case. But you're right. And then you've got to talk about Championship promotion, relegation, League 1, League 2, and all the way right down. So every scenario is different. And what might be feasible for the Premier League may not be feasible for the lower leagues. So there is a lot for us to get through, which is why I wanted to make sure that I got you guys on here. I mean, do we do a little bit of clickbait every now and again? Of course we do. We're a fucking YouTube channel. This is how you get people to watch. But then you try and give them the facts that you have and you try and give them the true information. So I think we got off to a bad start, mate, but I hope that we can work our way forward from there, and I hope that we can come on to good terms, mate, because I don't like to fall out with anybody, and I have appreciated that you've taken the time to put in a comment, and you are a sir, so that is great as well. Thank you. Right, super chat from Jersey Boy, another donation for me. You're a legend, sir. Thank you very much. Really do appreciate that. I mean, the amount of super chats, super stickers and stuff that you guys have been sending us lately is amazing and is raised my fucking spirits and helped us a lot. So thank you to everyone for that. We're really close to hitting 200 members on the channel as well, by the way. So membership is just 99p, and we're working on, in the next 2 weeks, opening up the Discord group to everybody that becomes a member of Anfield Agenda. Now, if you're an Anfield Agenda Ultra member, don't worry, we got your back as well. We're also working on something to make sure that you guys get good value for the $4.99 membership that you guys are paying. So, if you want to use the cool emojis that Connor Crosby designed, the ones that Matthew Burton has put up there on the screen, hit the join button, become a member from just 99p, and then in a couple of weeks you'll be in our Discord group as well. The Discord group is what we use to shape ideas for the channel, to throw in, you know, questions about what type of content you guys would like to see, and it lets us keep in touch with you guys offline as well. So there you go. So if you want to join up, hit that join button. Membership's just 99p, and you get used to the cool emojis as well. Dublin, the best county in Ireland, said Jason Irwin. It is, although I live in the county of Wexford, I will always presume that I'm a dub, if you get where I'm coming from, even though I'm probably out of Dublin longer than I ever lived there. Right, over to Hot Mic for some questions there from the guys on there. And again, if you guys do want to help us out, and I know everybody's financial situation is different, the reason you hear me harping on about Hot Mic so much is because if you get yourself down and download that Hot Mic app, put in that code Anfield, it helps us out massively financially. It's like you buying me 4 cans of Coke and you don't have to put your hand in your pocket. The app is free. It's free to use. It is like YouTube in that you've got live chat. There's a tipping function on there. And basically the big selling function will be when football returns. So let's assume that German football comes back in, because it looks like that might be the first league that comes back in. So let's assume you want to come and you want to see a watch along of, let's say, Leipzig against Schalke as an example. I don't even know if that's a fixture that's due, but let's just play around and say it is. So what'll happen is that will be on TV. You can then open up the app, click on the sync button. The sync button in the Hot Mic app will listen to your television. It will know at what point you're watching the game. It will then say synced. You lower down your television and then you get our commentary play by play along with the time that you are at in the game. So even if you've paused it to go make a cup of tea or go to the toilet or whatever it might be and come back in, you will still be in sync with exactly the point of the game that you are watching. So no more spoilers like you often get in YouTube chat where you might be a minute or two behind in your stream or whatever and you see goal, and you haven't got to see it yet and the moment is ruined. Hot Mic takes that away. It is one of the reasons why we love the platform so much. And it also is free for our users to use. There's no ads on there as well, no pop-ups, no annoying shit. So I love it so much. So if you want to help us out, you don't want to have to put your hand in your pocket because times are fucking tough. I understand it. I've been on my ass many times. But if you are a fan of the channel, please do go over to Hot Mic, download the Hot Mic app and put in that code. Right. Anyway, to move on. Question time. I'm going to go to you guys for some questions now. Right, Hot Mic first up. Let's some questions from there. Colin McAteer said, hope you're keeping well, Craig. I am. What's your favourite Liverpool moment this season? Asked Zach. It's a good question, that, mate. What's my favourite Liverpool moment of this season been? God almighty, you've caught me off guard. Do you know what, mate? I'm going to say it's not an actual one moment, but it's more of a movement. And that has been the appreciation that Jordan Henderson has started to get. That's been my favourite thing that's happened this season. Obviously, apart from the fact that we're flying away with the league and we're playing great football and all that stuff. The appreciation for Hendo. Because I love the man and I'm so happy he's captain of this club. So for that is probably my favourite all-around thing. It's very hard to pick out a favourite goal or a favourite move and stuff. I mean, the goal that was... One of our goals was disallowed. I think it was in a European game. I can't remember what game it was. But it would have been like goal of the century with the amount of passes if I had got away with it. But Hendo's love, that's probably been my favourite moment so far. The fact that people have started to realise just quite how powerful and important Jordan Brian Henderson, I should say, is to Liverpool Football Club. Tom says Salah's goal against United, beautiful moment. Liverpool linked with Koulibaly, Craig, said Captain Chris over on Hot Mic. I haven't seen it. I don't see it happening. Although I think Koulibaly's price is dropping because it is clear that he will be probably leaving Napoli this summer. I had originally thought United would have been his destination, but they went and signed Harry Maguire. He's a good footballer. I don't see us going and dropping 70 or 80 million on a centre-back when I don't think we need to, with Joe Gomez being there. If Degsy Lovren moved on, I mean, we've talked about this numerous times. There are various other options we could probably get for a good bit cheaper. Diego Carlos from Sevilla. We may bring in an older player to allow the likes of Kylian Hoover and Sepp Vandenberg to develop. But yeah, there you go. Anthony said, Craig, our gobshite Everton mayor has been gobbing off today. I will be talking about Joe Anderson a little bit later on, mate. Don't worry, I do have that to cover as well. Right, over to YouTube. Kev, thank you for the super chat, my buddy. And by the way, love to you and the family. I hope that you're all keeping well and safe right now. I know you are an essential worker, buddy, so you've been working your ass off through all of this. So on behalf of all of us, buddy, thank you for that. And thank you for the super chat. Fair play to the White Flag Brigade, said Mbappe 2020. I don't know what the White Flag Brigade is, Kev. Sorry, mate. I'm a little bit behind on that one. Got to be the kids winning the derby. What are your thoughts on the Liverpool mayor and the club having a public fallout? Right, well, you guys asked me about that, so let's get straight to that point then. 1 second. I need to get my notes up on this because I'm very wary of not, of not saying things correctly because I don't want to give out false information. So, for those of you that might not be aware of what's going on, I'm going to do my best to try and fill you in here. And then we get to the sexy stuff, I promise you. No more foreplay. We'll get to the Kai Havertz and the Timo Werner stuff as soon as I get through with this. You have my word. So, Liverpool have issued a statement about the comments attributed to Liverpool Mayor Joe Anderson. He said the league should be handed to the Reds, but also stated that police resources would be put under unnecessary strain by suggesting that thousands of Liverpool fans would head towards Anfield to celebrate a title triumph. A Liverpool statement read, "As a club, we're aware of and disappointed by comments attributed to Mayor Joe Anderson in a media interview which was published today. As well as a lack of evidence to support such claims, we would also point to recent discussions with Mayor Anderson relating to the possibility of any behind closed doors football, which concluded that it is important that any key stakeholders across the city continue to engage and work collaboratively. In recent weeks, we have engaged with supporters groups and have informed us of their determination to respect. And they have informed us of their determination to respect social distancing measures. And in the event of a resumption of football being announced, we will continue to work with them and other key stakeholders in keeping our collective desire to achieve this crucial objective. As part of our ongoing operations, we are in regular contact with the Mayor and his office, and we hope these conversations can continue." Now, I'm not going to go into them because he's never Evertonian. That will be a cheap shot for me, and I'm not here to do that. I mean, we have enough fun banter with Everton going back and forth. This has got nothing to do with who the man supports, in my opinion. This is just something that I touched on this last night, if you remember. Those who watched on the stream said, I finished it off, I think, by saying that there was already talk of the police being maybe putting a plan in place of what might happen if Liverpool win the league behind closed doors. Now, firstly, I find it very disrespectful to his city that he's talking and believing that his citizens would not adhere to social distancing rules and would go out and flout the laws and flout the rules and put people's health in danger. I don't believe that to be the case whatsoever. There's always going to be a couple of idiots anywhere that don't pay attention to the rules. But what I will also point to is, where was all this fantastic fucking hindsight? Where was all this fantastic vision when it was allowed 3,000, I think it was 3,000 Atleti fans over to Liverpool to flood the city when their grounds had already been closed off and games were being played behind closed there? I don't remember a lot of stuff being, talked about there as to why they shouldn't be allowed in. But that still happened, and we are where we are. Now, hindsight is a wonderful thing. It's easy for me to sit here in hindsight and say that should have been stopped. Although, it's not my job to fucking do that. It should have been maybe his job to be involved in those conversations, and maybe he was. I don't know. Again, I'm not here to have a cheap shot at Mayor Anderson. That's not my job to do. It's not my place to do so. But that is what happened. This is where we are today, and that is what people are talking about in regard to that. So I'll leave that to you guys to come to your own conclusions. As always, I'm going to just try and give you the factual information that I have in front of me, and you can go from there. So, right, what else have we got? Where are we on Hot Mic, by the way? If somebody can give me a Hot Mic update, because I did say if I got to 1,700 before the end of the month, which is today, I would let you guys pick a little forfeit for me to do. So if we get there, I'll live up to my word as always. Do you think Salah will go? Said Captain Chris. I don't think he'll go this summer, but I do think he is the most likely of the front three if he were to sell somebody to go. And that's only based off my guesswork and my opinion, mate. That's not based off any factual information or any inside information. To me, he just seems like the most likely if one of them were to move on. But I don't know. Right, more questions. I love you in this community, said Tabisha. Thank you so much. That means the world to us all. And the community that we have created here means the world to me, to Connor, and to my wife. Because as I said before, when I had that meltdown, and if you haven't seen the video, I'm not ashamed to ask you to go and watch it, because it showed me at my most vulnerable, and it showed that somebody who can be like me 1 minute, who can be on here and can be happy and I can be having a laugh at you guys, I fell apart. I had a meltdown, and there's a video up there saying thank you and goodbye, in which I think it's about 3 minutes long, and I basically bared my soul, and I cried, and I was upset, and I showed the other side of my life. but the community that we have rallied around, and opposition fans and everybody, and the amount of messages that I received, I keep talking about it, I know, but I'll never be able to repay you guys enough for that, and for the love that you gave me, but most importantly for the help that you gave my wife, because it's so tough for my wife when I go through those bad episodes, because not only does she have me to deal with, as you know, I've got an 8-year-old autistic son as well, and a daughter who's about to turn 16, so she's got kids to deal with on top of that. And you guys made her smile with those kind messages, and for that I can never repay you. There is no amount of money, no amount of streams, nothing I can do to say thank you. All I can do is just keep repeating it. I love you guys for it. I'll never be able to repay you for it, but until the day I die, I will never forget that. That has been the kindest things that ever been done for me in my entire life, and I will never forget it. I hope we grow. I hope we get 1 million subscribers, and I hope this community continues to become the biggest and best Liverpool fan community out there in world football. But even if it doesn't, the people that we have now are truly special, and I love you all for that, so thank you. Right. I Smell Oop said, swap Van Dijk for Koulibaly. No, you're alright, mate. Koulibaly's an excellent centre-back. Really, really good player, but he ain't no Virgil van Dijk. There's only one Virgil van Dijk, and thank whoever he's at Liverpool. Just thankfully he's at Liverpool. Thoughts on the Saudis potentially buying Newcastle? Samuel. It's not really my place to say, mate. I mean, I'm not Amnesty International, so I'm not going to come on here and talk about human rights because, one, I'm not educated enough on the subject, but two, does that come into play? I mean, it's up to the Premier League's board or Premier League's panel, I believe, to decide if they are fit and proper owners, and that decision will be made in due course. If I'm a Newcastle fan right now, I'm probably pretty fucking happy to see the back of Mike Ashley to start with. Let's go with that. And I'm sure that they will come in, and Amanda Staveley was part of a group that has tried to buy Newcastle before, and I think was involved and trying to buy Liverpool at one point before FSG bought them down the line with maybe DIC, if my memory serves me correct. So she and they are serious players with a lot of money behind them. So if they do come in, I've no doubt that Newcastle will start to build and probably put in better infrastructure. From what I've heard, the training ground could do with being redeveloped a bit, and there's talk of bringing in Pochettino as manager. There was even 90 million a year wages or something like that crazy that I've seen attributed to them. Rafa Benitez as well, I think, was another option for them to potentially bring back. But again, you've got to feel for Steve Bruce, don't you? Because Steve Bruce has done a decent enough job there. But to be fair, if I was going to invest a shit ton of money, I probably would want a big name manager at the helm to be able to attract the kind of players that I'm sure Newcastle fans would want to come in. And I'm sure, you know, when we had new owners take over, that we wanted as well. And Jurgen Klopp has given us that. Whereas perhaps under Brendan Rodgers, we didn't have that same level of pull for varying reasons. Right, more stuff to talk about. Again, Zach over on Hot Mike said, if we sign Werner, he won't go straight into the side. Not straight away. Rotation is important, and it will be unfair on one of the midfielders to chuck him straight in. Look, what we know with players that come to Liverpool under Jurgen Klopp, and it doesn't even seem to matter if they're players that have experience in the Premier League or not. He does make sure that they are fully up to speed before he implements them. Now, he did give a little bit of a taste to Takumi Minamino because it was a cup competition and whatever, and he did get a few minutes here and there, and he played against Everton up as the number 9. But usually we see players take a few months to acclimatise before they're fully introduced. So I agree with what Zach has said in that if Timo Werner does come in, and look, I believe he is going to come in. I can't say I know it as a fact, but I'm as strongly as I can be convinced of any signing. I really believe he's coming to Liverpool. Now, will he come straight into the team? No, probably not. But that's okay, because we have a front three that are pretty damn good. We do need to build for the future, and we do need to find a way of getting a rotation system in place. What we know about Timo Werner is that he can play through the centre, he can play in off the left-hand side, and he knows where the goal is, and he's at an age where he's only going to continue to get better as well. He continuously loves to praise Jurgen Klopp, calls him the best manager in the world, and he wants to come and play for Liverpool. There's no doubt about that. He wants to come and play for Liverpool. And he was actually speaking recently, well, he wasn't speaking, somebody else was speaking speaking. Let me just go up. So our good friends at the Cop Boy podcast have... what have we got? Jurgen Klopp has the power to pull off a move for Timo Werner, says Jan Age Fjortoft. And that was when he was speaking to our friends at the Cop Boy podcast, and he said, the reason I started thinking it was very interesting, Timo Werner to Liverpool, is of course the connection with Jurgen Klopp has got to Germany. We should never underestimate the pulling power of a manager. Hence what I just spoke about there, by the way, with regards to Newcastle's new owners bringing in a manager that could lure players in. Where have we gone with this one? So we said for all of us, money is important, but we also want to have fun. We also want to improve as players, and Dortmund and Liverpool and some great clubs have got the pulling power of their stadium, the atmosphere and the history. But it's also important the pulling power of the manager, and for a German player to play for Jurgen Klopp, that is the target number one. Timo Werner would love to do that. Now, look, Jan Age Fjortoft is class, by the way. He's a great journalist, but he has been long saying that he believes that Timo Werner will come to Liverpool. I have been long saying that I believe Timo Werner will come to Liverpool. Many, many people have been saying it. We've seen a few mixed messages come out and say that Liverpool won't pay the €60 million release clause, or at least have no intention of it. I don't know what might happen there. Maybe Michael Edwards could be a bit creative. I don't know. There's plenty of time to wait and see. But what I've also seen and heard is that Bayern Munich are looking to turn their attention back to Leroy Sané from Manchester City and have made him their number one target, which would, also make it less likely that they would have the money to even compete to try and get in Timo Werner. Although Bayern Munich are a very, very well-run club with a very good financial system in place. It seems that he's going to turn down any approaches because he wants to come to Liverpool, and we fucking want them, don't we, ladies and gentlemen? Let's be honest about it. We want a bit of Timo Werner in our lives at Liverpool. Callum Owen, thank you for signing up and becoming a member, mate. The newest member to Anfield Agenda FC. Welcome to the family, buddy, and enjoy the emojis. Rabadan, thank you for the super chat, sir. Said Benzema is 100 years old. Let's get him on the cheap. Yeah, I've always found it a bit weird about Benzema. I kind of don't know where I stand on him. Like, I know he's an elite footballer, but sometimes I watch him and I just go, but then other times I watch him and I go, I get it. So, I don't think he's right for us, and I would much rather go and get Timo Werner, mate, than Benzema. I mean, if we wanted an out-and-out goal poacher and we wanted to be real pricks about it, aubameyang, we could go in there and get aubameyang from Arsenal. But yeah, I think Werner's the future. I mean, what is he, 24 years of age? Perfect for us. I mean, absolutely perfect for us. What's this? Jad Baz said, I'll make 963,000 accounts to get you to 1 million subscribers. Look, mate, my lifetime goal is to get the channel to 100,000 subscribers just to get that YouTube award. What we have done on the channel, we've been very fortunate so far, is we've built a really loyal base of followers and subscribers, and we haven't had any big moments. So, like, we haven't had a video go viral that's got us 10,000 new subscribers, or we haven't had an appearance on like Sky Sports News that have got us another 2,000 subscribers. Everything that we've done, we've built up slowly and steadily, and I think that's a good foundation and a good way to go about it. So I thank you all for that support. If you are enjoying the stream and you haven't hit the subscribe button, please do so. And again, if you're on Hot Mic, thank you. Hit that share button on there. Right, more comments to get through and more transfer news to get through as well. It's going to keep coming thick and fast, ladies and gents. What have we got? Jason Smith said 4-2-3-1. Fabinho and Hendo as the two. Firmino central attacking mid and Werner as the striker. Sounds nasty. Yeah, and then you still have the likes of Gini Wijnaldum, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, Takumi Minamino, mate. There is just Curtis Jones. There's so much talent in and around that midfield and attacking midfield area as well. And that's before I get to talk about Kai Havertz, by the way, because I am going to be talking a little bit about Kai Havertz later on. Now, I did see something on Werner, and I'm sure you guys have seen it as well. Now, I only glanced at this, so I don't have the full gist of it, but I think Didi Hamann reckons that it wouldn't be the right move for Liverpool to sign Werner for whatever reason. And I didn't read the entire article, so I am not entirely sure what Didi said. I know a lot of people are giving Didi Hamann flack about it, but people are entitled to their opinion. We might not always agree with their opinion, but people are fully entitled to that opinion. And if he doesn't think that Werner's the right fit for Liverpool, then he's entitled to that opinion. I and many other Liverpool fans think differently, and I believe that Klopp probably thinks differently. But Didi Hamann is perfectly entitled to his opinion, as I said. What have we got? Pat Moynihan said, welcome Callum with regards to becoming a member. Yes, mate, welcome. Great to have you with us. I think we got another new member as well. I think I've missed it. There we go. Paul kills us. Or I'm sorry, I'm terrible at pronouncing names. Paul Kizelos. I hope that's okay. Welcome to Anfield Agenda FC, mate, the newest member to the channel. And I got to go over to Hot Mic as well, because somebody sent us a tip on there, so I need to say a thank you over there. 1 second. I'm terrible at keeping up. It's so much harder when you've got 2 chat screens open. Alara has tipped us $1.99 over on Hot Mic. Thank you, Alara. Love how you can switch back and forth between YouTube and Hot Mic. Yeah, it's great, isn't it? And that's one of the beauties of the Hot Mic app as well. It allows you to open another page on your phone or whatever, and the screen follows you around. Whereas if you're watching on YouTube and your mate hits you up on WhatsApp, click on a WhatsApp message, YouTube stream closes. That's not the case if you're on a tablet or on a mobile phone with Hot Mic. It follows you. A little screen follows you around. It'll be in the top corner of your phone display, your tablet display, and it allows you to still listen to what we're saying or whatever podcast you might be listening to. It's beautiful. I love it. It's a great piece of kit. I wish I had a stake in the fucking company, I'm not going to lie. But it is backed by some big players, and you're going to see even more people joining. I'm in conversations with some big people myself to bring them over to try and get them involved on Hot Mic. So I just hope you guys keep trusting me in what I'm saying this is going to be it. When you get football live back, Hot Mic is the way forward. We're still going to be doing our streams on both. Our match watch-alongs will be done on Hot Mic and on YouTube. So again, it's up to you. You decide whatever works for you. Right, more members signing up. By the second here, wow, you guys are amazing. Thank you. I'm not used to this. We're not used to this level of like memberships and super chats and super stickers, because for the longest time our channel existed, we would like go weeks without a super sticker or a super chat and never give it a second thought, because we're not a channel that like tries to sell you shit. Or I know I'm trying to get you to download Hot Mic, but that's free, so I'm not really trying to sell you shit. But we're not somebody that spams you with betting links or tries to flog you hoodies or anything like that, because Mr. Crosby is going to work on a bit of WFM merch, don't you worry about that. Is Minamino any good? Yes, but again, he needs time to prove himself and he needs time to get up to speed. Rodders, Trent has said in his live stream that he would love Sancho to move to Liverpool and he would make our team better. He also said he's a special talent. I kind of caught a glimpse of something where they had was it an Instagram? They had some live feed, didn't they, where Trent and Sancho were talking. And would I like Jadon Sancho at Liverpool? Yeah, of course I would. I hope he's somewhat surprised that Klopp has up his sleeve, but I have a feeling that United are going to go in big for Jadon Sancho, like big. And everything that I seem to have read suggests that he is more likely to go to United. But look, I'm happy to be surprised, and I'm always open to a surprise. Callum Crayston said, hi Craig, love you mate, keep it up. Thank you very much for the super chat, Callum. Love you too, and please pass on my best to your good lady mum, who was in the chat anyway, so I don't know why I'm saying that. Hello Joanne. Right, Orline Farm, welcome. Newest member to Anfield Agenda FC. And then Nastro81, welcome to Anfield Agenda FC to you as well, my friend. Right, let me get going. There's still more stuff to get through. So, Kai Havertz. Let's talk about Kai Havertz. I feel like I'm moving at 100 miles an hour tonight, ladies and gents. Before I do that, can I get a Hot Mic check? Do I have to do a forfeit yet, or am I going to get away with it? Right, so Didi Hamann. I did say to you guys earlier on that Didi Hamann had said that he didn't think that Timo Werner would fit in. But I did read an article on Sky where Didi Hamann had told Liverpool that they should sign Kai Havertz. And the Havertz has been heavily linked with a move to Anfield this year. Speaking to Sky Sports, Didi Hamann said he's an exceptional player. He reminds me of a young Michael Ballack. He's got the air of arrogance in a good way about him. He's two-footed, he's tall, he's good in the air, and he's very versatile. He can play across the front, he can play in any position. I think he is the best player we've got in Germany at the moment. That's a pretty big compliment. I mean, the Kaiser knows what he's talking about, and to say that he is the best player that they've got in Germany at the moment is a very, very big compliment for Didi Hamann. Or anybody, even to compare him to Michael Ballack is a massive compliment, because of course Ballack was a tremendous footballer. He is the player I've told you guys. I mean, Werner's my number one transfer target, but I've always said that I did want us to look at somebody to give us a little bit more attacking threat from a creative midfield position. Now, my two players on that list were, of course, Kai Havertz and Houssem Aouar, and I'd be happy with either one. So to hear Diddy come out and talk so positively about Kai Havertz, and to hear that Bayern Munich are looking to make Leroy Sané their number one target, it kind of gives me a little bit of hope. Now, I've seen nothing from any journalists from a Liverpool perspective to suggest that we're going to make a move for Kai Havertz, but then again, lots of transfers have happened that we've heard absolutely nothing about, and then all of a sudden it's been done. Fabinho, case in point. So again, I suppose we're going to have to wait and see, and a lot of this again is just based around when will football be back. Now we'll move on to that subject because that's next. Loads to get through. For when no football on, there's a lot of news, isn't there? And it changes daily. I mean, just when you think you kind of get up to speed, well, what might be happening, everything can just change like that in this world that we're living in, this crazy world that we're living in at the minute. Liam said, I have to you on Twitter and it's a blame Connor emoji. I did see it, mate, and you have spelled Connor correctly, but I think Connor is our design expert, and as much as I appreciate you having a bash at him, mate, I think that's a Connor thing. That's what he does, and he enjoys doing it. But I do appreciate you taking the time, Liam, to have done it and sent that across, my friend. Mark Pryor said, great to have you back, looking well and on top form, buddy. Hope you can stay well now and get football back, and you'll be the old. Stay healthy, everybody. Keep yourselves and your family safe. Beautiful message, Mark, and thank you, mate. I am finally feeling like my old self. I'm starting to wake up more energetic with a smile on my face. And yes, it's been thanks to work with a psychologist, adjusted medication, and the love and support from yourself. So yeah, again, I appreciate it, pal. Thank you. Good looking out. Rabadan, wow, $22 hit tip over on Hot Mic. That is crazy. Hot Mic isn't optimized for iPad, I see. Oh well, great concept. They are working on everything like that, mate. It is quite a new product. So they are going to be working on that. They're going to be working on a desktop version as well. Weirdly, that $22 tip that you've just sent us hasn't shown up in the tip section for us, which I don't know if this is something that the guys at Hot Mic can help us out with, because if Rabadan has spent the money, it's weird that it hasn't refreshed on our side and shown up. Maybe Connor can message the guys and Hot Mic in there, because I don't want Rabadan's money to be wasted. Or maybe Hot Mic's just a little bit slow and catching up. But either way, mate, thank you. Wow, so much. Right, what else have we got? Just seen another image of the away strip. Looks white, said Pat Moynihan. The one that I've seen is it is mainly white, and then you've got your is teal the right colour? A lot of people don't like the look of the away kit, but the more I see it, the more it's grown on me. Right, I'm going to keep going with your questions, because I did promise you I'm going to get through as many of your comments and questions tonight before I move on to loads of other stuff that I still have to get through. So this could be another hour and 20 minute stream, ladies and gentlemen. So sit back, relax, and strap yourselves in, because we're going to have a bit more fun. I'll tell you what, last night I really enjoyed that Fredo bit, by the way. That Fredo section, that was absolutely class. I don't give myself much credit, but I had fun with that one. Nasser81, thank you for the super chat, buddy. Said, the fact that we can still be optimistic and enjoy football without it being played is a joy to be had. That's a beautiful thing. That is a fucking beautiful thing to say, my friend. And a great way of putting it as well. Well done. Very well articulated. Far better than I could have put it. There was something that I read, and I think I've read this to you guys before. I watch a lot of CNN because weirdly I find if I watch American news, it kind of gives me a little bit more distance of what's going on in the world and kind of helps me get through the day. And I don't watch much news, but I did see one quote pop up on there. And it's something that stood out to me, and something that meant something to me personally. And I'll read it out to you guys. Maybe it'll mean something to you, maybe it won't. But it was an Asian business lady, and she was speaking about what she had said to her staff. And she said, "Good times build confidence, bad times build character." And that stuck with me. Good times build confidence, bad times build character. It's a very true statement. We will all come out of this situation. I'm not talking about the football situation here. I'm talking about where we are in the world right now. So much more appreciative. Like, I had a conversation with Connor the other day, about the fact that I'm looking forward to a potential drive that I have to do to get to somewhere next week. That is an essential trip, by the way. I'm not just randomly going out. It's to deliver medical equipment to somebody. But it'll be the first time since maybe the end of February, the start of March, that I've left my house at all. Like, I've been in my back garden, but that's it. No walks, nothing. I haven't left my house. So I think when the world starts to return to normal, we're all going to be that bit more grateful. And football and sport can play a huge part in this, because even if we get back to a point where football is being played behind closed doors, or right now the PDC are running a little darts event where the players are playing from home, any type of sport or return to sporting action begins to help ease all our anxieties for us sporting lovers, because it starts to give us a sense of a return to normality. And it's only when sport had been taken away from me that I realised how important a role sport plays, not just in the enjoyment I have of watching Liverpool, but in society as a whole, and what it can do in an entertainment perspective. And Gary Neville rightly said a while ago that he hopes that football leads by example in this, whether it be from a financial perspective or by just moving forward or helping out in the community. And I think many football clubs have done a lot of good things in this and will continue to do so. So yeah, I think we're all going to appreciate life a little bit more. Right, what else have we got? Some more comments to get through. Red for Life, thank you for the super sticker, mate. The little cool dude holding up the word cool. I always try to, I don't know why, I try and imitate the super stickers. Right, over to Hot Mike. Oisin Williams said, don't worry, Craig, you'll be on the 100k before the football's back. Yeah, not a chance, mate. I'm not going to lie, not a chance. Our subscriber numbers have barely moved since football stopped. Our channel is a watch-along channel. That's where our fans come from. That's where our increases come from. And we've got an amazing, loyal group. But the growth comes from watch-alongs, because we're a watch-along, we're a live channel. So, yeah, when the footy's back, I do think our subscriber numbers will start to go up. And if we can get somewhere over 40k by the end of the season, whatever that may be, that will be amazing. And as I said, when we do get to 40k, by the way, on YouTube, we did promise that we'd give away another £50 Amazon gift card to one of our subscribers on there. And when we hit 2,000 followers on Hot Mic as well, like we did when we hit 1,000, we're going to give somebody a £50 Amazon gift card. The reason we're doing the Amazon gift cards is it's easy. We can send them anywhere in the world. It's just an email thing, and there's no fucking about, and it's easy for everybody. And most of us probably use Amazon a lot of the times to buy stuff anyway. So we always like to try and say thank you and give a lot back, because you guys give a lot to us in every sense of the word. So thank you again. I would love to go back to the streams and count the amount of times I say thank you, but as I've always said, I don't know why anybody tunes in to watch our channel, but I appreciate it probably more than, I won't say any other YouTuber because I have no right to say that, but I appreciate it more than you guys will ever know, and it baffles me why people tune in to watch, but I'm so happy that they do. Tom Boland said, happy 100th birthday to Captain Tom Moore. What an absolute legend that man is. The money, I mean, regardless of all the other amazing stuff that gentleman has done in his life, the money that he has raised for the HSE has been phenomenal. He should, in my humble opinion, become Sir Tom Moore at some point, and I hope that when the Queen bestows the next lot of honours, that she does bestow that upon him. But yes, happy 100th birthday to him indeed. What a man. What an absolute legend. Right, talk about Mbappe, said Charlie Smith. I mean, okay, mate, I don't mind talking about Mbappe. I did say I'd talk about the return to football, though, so do you mind if I put Mbappe off for a minute, Charlie? And I'll come back to it, I promise you. You have my word on that, mate. Me to you. Look me in the eye, you know. I'm a little fist bump. You know, I'm not messing, mate. I'll come back to it. Right, Gary Neville. So Gary Neville posted on Twitter saying that June the 8th for the Premier League return... excuse me, I'm going to say that again. Gary Neville posted saying June 8th for the Premier League return, but nobody wants to put their name to it. So obviously Gary Neville is starting to hear stuff through the grapevine. And don't forget, as well as being somebody who was an ex-footballer, an excellent pundit, he is also a part owner of a football club. So he will be in the discussions for this type of stuff to be happening. Now, I'm not sure quite what level these discussions will be at with regards to the Premier League and that, but if he's starting to talk about these type of dates, then we can probably start to see a picture where we may see potential dates for the return of the Premier League. Now, if it is June the 8th, then what does that give us? 5 weeks or so, roughly, until that would happen. And look, that would give us all hope, wouldn't it? I mean, we'd have to find out exactly how it's going to happen. We'd have to find out, is it going to be at St. George's Park, at Wembley? Is it going to be in specific stadiums? Are the teams going to be sequestered and isolated in hotels? Players tested a lot, kept away from their families, and kind of just condense everything into a period where I think they're talking about a fiesta of football. And I love that phrase, fiesta of football, where you'll have multiple games broadcast on a daily basis. And it would be a beautiful way to get back to celebrating football, celebrating sport, celebrating culture, and keeping people entertained. Of course, it has to be done in a way as safely as possible. It has to be done in a way that does not put any constraints or strain on the medical response, on the police, and many other things. But let's assume that they can work all that out, because I'm assuming that there are talks that have taken place that have mapped out plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D, and whatever. And thankfully, no way through any of this have we started to hear the phrase void, other than Karen Brady early on and a couple of salty opposition fans. But nobody really involved in it. All that we've always heard is that that they want to finish the league, that the sporting integrity is the most important thing. And yet, I can sit here as a Liverpool fan and say, I'm a hypocrite, I want Liverpool to win the league. Yes, I do. But as our Arsenal friend pointed out earlier on, there's more at stake here than Liverpool. You've got to talk about the European places, the relegation spots, the promotion from the Championship, and so on and so forth. And then you've got to look at the potential impact of Sky, BT, whoever it might be, maybe not paying out the broadcast money if it didn't finish, and what impact that might have on clubs, and will clubs go under? So yes, it's a difficult balance, but I always found or feared that there would come a point where the economics of the world situation will have to be weighed up against the human lives of it, unfortunately, and I'm glad I'm not making those calculations. But we all do want football to return. We want it to return as soon as possible. If Gary Neville has spoke about June the 8th, and if that is the case, then brilliant. I'm all for it, as long as everybody feels that it can be done safely. The players are happy with it. I mean, I'd imagine it might be a scenario where some players don't feel comfortable with it. And I'd understand that as well, because these are human beings. And to me, it doesn't matter how much they're paid. Some people say, I've actually seen a comment by somebody that said they get paid a shitload of money, they should basically do what they're told. Fuck that. These are people with families and hopes and dreams and aspirations and lives to live. Their health should be treated as a priority. Absolutely. But we do want football to come back as well. So it is a balancing act, ladies and gentlemen. Right, what else have we got? Right, I've already read that one out. Let me get through more comments. Trent said, Havertz is very much like Ballack and Lampard. He's very good to get shots off from the second wave. Vinny O'Brien said, testing players twice a week like they've started in Germany. Sounds like the FA are up for that from the end of May, so teams can train and play, obviously behind closed doors. I did speak to you guys about, I think it was La Liga, if my memory serves me correct, that we're going to implement a 3-stage plan. Well, they started to allow players or teams to come back, obviously testing in place, and then training individually and then in smaller groups, and then starting to ramp that up a little bit with a view towards getting back to playing football. But again, I mean, what happens? I mean, I think the worst case scenario for all of us is that, like, the Bundesliga or the Premier League returns to action and somebody gets sick. Then what happens? You know, do they shut everything down again with regards to football, I mean? Because there are still going to be people getting sick in the world until, you know, I don't know. Well, I don't know until when. Like, so there's no point in even saying. But what happens in that situation? Does everybody shit their pants and go, oh shit, everything has to close down quickly? Or does it get treated in isolation? I don't know. It is It is a tricky balancing act, and it is one that I am not qualified to give a definitive answer on. I have so many comments to catch up on, ladies and gents, so let me try and get through as many as I can. What have we got? Were the rumours about Mbappe true? Said Kato09, and I did promise I would turn to Kylian Mbappe next. I don't know if they were true. If you're talking about the phone call between Jurgen Klopp and Kylian Mbappe's father, I don't know. I don't know if it is true or if it isn't true, or if it did take place, if it was about him signing for Liverpool or not. I remember saying to you guys a long time ago, and this was pre what's going on in the world now, that Kieran Maguire, who's a football finance expert and often does pieces with the Echo, did play out a situation, and I'm working off memory here, but that there was a potential way that Liverpool could, in theory, afford Kylian Mbappe. Now, it's one thing going out and saying, can we afford to bring the player in? Will PSG be happy to sell him? Can we pay the transfer fee? Can that be amortised? Well, it would be amortised over the course of his contract at the club. Would they want it all up front? Would they accept instalments? How much money would he be on per week? Would that then destabilise other players around the club? I don't know. The thing about wages for me is, I like to believe that special players recognise other special players. And every player that's playing in the Premier League is a top level footballer. Whether it's people who we don't rate that highly, right up until the Virgil van Dijks, the Mohamed Salahs, the Kevin De Bruynes of this world. They're all talented footballers, or they wouldn't have got to where they've gotten to, let's be honest about it. So, if somebody was to come into a changing room, let's say Liverpool's changing room, and let's say Kylian Mbappe was going to be on $500,000 a week. Let's just use that as an example. And we know that Mohamed Salah, Sadio Mane and Roberto Firmino have signed new improved contracts recently enough. Would that destabilise them? I would like to believe no. I mean, I can't say because I don't know. I don't know how insecure people are about these kind of things. But I do think that they would recognise a special talent when a special talent walked through the door, and that they would want... You always hear players say that money is great and money is a good part of their careers, but football players are competitive by nature, and we hear talk of Harry Kane perhaps wanting to leave Spurs, and that's because Spurs aren't winning shit, and Liverpool are winning stuff. And players are happy when they're winning things because they're all going to look back on their careers. They're all going to be multi-millionaires at the Premier League and top level. But they want to look back and tell their grandkids about the trophies that they lifted. And Kylian Mbappe wants to win the Ballon d'Or. He's openly said it. And he believes that if he has to go and win the Ballon d'Or, then he has to be at a club that are challenging for the European Cup and playing in the Champions League every single season. And at that time, I think he did mention Liverpool going a while back when he was doing some interview. I would love Mbappe at Liverpool. Of course I would. I just dare not let myself dream it at the minute, particularly with the current financial climate that we're in. So yeah, I don't know. I really don't. What do you guys think? I mean, yeah, like, what do you think? What do you think about Mbappe? Do you think it will happen? And again, ladies and gents, if you are on Hot Mic, please do hit that share button on there. Let the world know that we are on Hot Mic, that we are live. And if you haven't downloaded the Hot Mic app, another shout out, ladies and gentlemen. It's available on the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. It is 100% free to download, to use. When you download the app, you'll be asked for an invite code. That's where you put in the word Anfield, all capital letters, all one word, and then click a follow on there. And then, hey, look through the broadcasters list and see if there's anybody else you like. The Anfield rapper on there. Terry from the Football Terrace is on there. Lee Chappie is on there. Lee Gunner is on there. I think Claude and the Bances are going to be signed up on there soon. And a few more as well that I was saying that I'm trying to get on there myself. Often, and with these type of things, it's word of mouth by other broadcasters or other users to help convince people, because you wouldn't believe what our inboxes look like every week, and we're relatively small. We receive dozens upon dozens of emails from companies saying we can improve you on YouTube, we can make you more money, we can do this, we can do that, and most of the time you just go, yeah, fuck off, no. But every once in a while something is legit, and every once in a while something special does come along, And I was lucky enough to have a phone conversation with the people right behind Hot Mic, like right to the very top level. And I know the backing that's behind this product, and I know the will to succeed, and I know the good people that work at Hot Mic. And I wish nothing but good things for them. And I'm glad to see that they're starting to bring on the talent. And it's not just about football, by the way. If you're an NBA fan, if you're a boxing fan, if you're a UFC fan, if you're an NFL fan, whatever it might be, a hockey fan, it's got you covered. It is a sports broadcaster app where fans get to share their voice and commentary, and there's live podcasts and loads of other bits and pieces on there as well. I love it. I wish to God I owned even 1% of it. I mean, maybe they'd be nice and throw me 1% at some point, but I doubt it, but you never know. Right, more to get through. Have you eaten all those Freddos yet? No. I gave them to my kids, Rob. I ate the one that I ate on the stream last night, and then Lucas pretty much raided the shit out of them, mate. I'm not going to lie. He loves Freddos anyway. I mean, who doesn't love a Freddo? Boya has joined the chat as well. Anthony, how are you? Welcome. Back in the day, you could buy 2 Freddos and a chomp for 40p. Man, I love a chomp, Dave. Do you remember the Smileys? I know we're going off topic a little bit, but regular viewers will know we tend to do this. Do you remember the Smileys, ladies and gentlemen? They were like an chocolate orange flavoured chomp. Oh man, that was like heaven, because I love Terry's chocolate orange and all that stuff. So when they brought out Smileys for me, Dave, that was it, man. I was in love, because I love a chomp bar anyway. But you're right, inflation, mate. Prices have gone up a lot since we were kids. I remember going into the Whistle Stop was the name of the shop beside the football pitch that I used to play football in as a child. And every week that I used to go and play football, my dad used to give me £2 notes. £1 note was from his subs for the week, you know, to pay for the referee and all that stuff. And the other one was to go into the shop after the game. And £1 used to be able to go in and buy me a can of Coke, a bag of Tato, because Kyo's weren't invented at the time, and a dairy milk, or a whole nut at the time. And you just got all that and change from £1. By the way, my hopes and dreams have been dashed. You know, Mike, I am a Diet Coke fiend. Never don't have Diet Coke to hand. My daughter broke my dreams last night, and I don't know how actually true this is to any degree, because I'm only going off what my daughter said, and look what the fuck reason she got to lie to me. But she said, Dad, you know you're never getting sponsored by Diet Coke. You can shout about Diet Coke all you want. And I said, why? And she said, well, Jacksepticeye was saying that he was told by somebody that worked for Coke that they'd never sponsor him because they are a family-friendly brand and they don't like bad language. And I curse like a drunken sailor. Now, as I said, I am not saying that is factual. All I am saying is that my daughter has said that to me. And did I cry a little bit inside when I found out that the lifelong dream of Diet Coke sponsoring the channel? I mean, if there was 3 people that I could dream up to sponsor this channel, it would be Kyo's Crisps, Diet Coke, and I'm not lying, I would love to sit down with Paddy Power's marketing department and work out ads with them, or ways to work with them, because they're geniuses. But yeah, that would be the dream. But of course, you know, if Nike want to hit us up as well now to sponsor Liverpool, why not? I'm not wearing an Adidas top right now, definitely amn't. Nike, should say Nike, sorry. Anyway, back to your questions and your comments. Callum, thank you for another super chat, mate. Said, hey Craig, should we get Jude Bellingham? Again, a player who has been linked with every top club, not just in England, Callum, but around Europe as well. And again, I hate to say this, but the most recent thing that I've read has suggested that he's more likely to go to United. But then again, if you were to believe everyone that's supposed to be going to United, they'll have signed up every player in Europe. Now, there is somebody who forgot to speak about last night, and somebody reminded me of, and that was Ben White, who was a Brighton and Hove Albion centre-back, who is right now... Why is, Hot Mic just disappeared from me, by the way? I don't know what's going on there. A Brighton and Hove centre-back who is on loan at Leeds at the minute, and or is he a left-back? I think he might be a left-back, excuse me, who could come in and do a job for us and is being looked at, I believe. So, I haven't watched much of him. I'm just going off what other people have said, but yeah, can anybody confirm to me on YouTube, by the way, that we're live on Hot Mic? Because my Hot Mic screen has just gone completely dead. Like, dead. Can't see anything. Right, what have we got? We all tune in because you're a legend, lad, said Vinny O'Brien. Thank you, mate. Appreciate that. Gary Neville's a proper fearmonger, said somebody else. It was Yasser said that actually. What else is there? 5 subs instead of 3 to help with the build-up of play. Yes, that was spoken about as well, mate. Thank you. So there was talk that when football does resume, that the Premier League are considering, or maybe UEFA, are considering allowing clubs to bring on 5 substitutes instead of 3. And I think that they were also talking about designated periods during the game where they would allow these substitutions to take place so as not to allow time wasting and stuff like that to come into play. Right, what else have we got? So, my God, I can't believe how quick this chat is moving tonight. I'm really struggling to catch up. I need to go right to the end for a second though, just to find out about Hot Mic. The whole Hot Mic app crashed, says Joanne. There you go. So that didn't work out too well for us there on Hot Mic. Craig, do you like dairy milk chocolate? I do, Casper. I prefer whole nuts though, because I mean this is gonna sound, I like nuts. I do. I love chocolate and nuts together. I think it's a perfect combo. Right, Crosby, if you're watching, mate, can you message the lads on Hot Mic and ask them what's the story? Breaking news from Portugal, said yes, sir. I mean, give us the news, mate, if you want. I'm a Gooner. Terry said, hello, Craig. Hope you're well, mate. We'll message you tomorrow about getting you on again. Unfortunately, I think Premier League will be voided now the other countries have done it. Do I? No, I don't. I think, Terry, that as I've explained earlier on, mate, other countries haven't really voided it so much as like PSG are being awarded the league title, so that's not voiding it, that's just finishing it, and the positions as they are, titles being awarded. Other leagues have done different things. Belgium, I think, are still awaiting, I don't want to say clarification from the UEFA, but they're still waiting to find out about where the European places might go. So no, mate, I don't think that it'll be voided. I think that it will come to a conclusion, because what we've already started to see in France is 243 million quid's worth of broadcast revenue not being paid out, which is going to land a whole lot of fucking clubs in trouble. So Hot Mic's back on again. And yeah, we're back live on Hot Mic. Good. I don't know what happened there. Shit the bed for a minute, but we're back. Good. We're live. But Terry, I want to have a word with you about coming on to us as well, mate. So let me know when you're free, Terry, even over the weekend perhaps, and we'll get you on. Yeah, we'll get you on. If that's alright, mate, we'll get you on to us as well. And lots of love to you and the guys, and pass on my best to Claude as well. What about the link to Willian? I don't believe that link is true, if I'm being honest about it. I've never believed it's true. So yeah, I don't think that is the case. Wait, what else have we got? It's back on now. Hot Mic's still working for me. Grand. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I just disappeared off my stream for a second and then came back. But hey, we're back on now and it's all good. Right, Hot Mic's still working for me. Right, cool. Right. It's a meme, Craig. I like nuts. I know, Rob. I know. Even before the words came out of my mouth, mate, I knew it was going to come back to bite me in the ass. By the way, if you haven't gone over and checked out Claude and the Bandsters YouTube channel, please do. I mean, I was privileged enough to be on there for the stream that we did to raise money for the HSC. Sorry, I got distracted by something. Not the HSC, that's the Irish one, for the NHS. And I had great fun talking to Claude, to Robbie, to Diesel, to Terry, and to Sophie as well, who was on there. And thank you for having me on, mate. I loved it. Is your net lagging, or everyone's just me? YouTube's lagging. I'll tell you what the problem is. The problem lies at the Hot Mic end. So I'm going to end the Hot Mic stream. I'm going to end the Hot Mic stream on their end, and I think that might fix the lag on YouTube. Right, I've ended the Hot Mic stream, so that should stop, hopefully. Let me know if there is a lag, because there is an issue with syncing up on my end sometimes with OBS. What have we got? I'm all good, no problem for me. Rocking 110 megabytes per second, said Nastro. I wish, mate. That's it is lagging. It's lagging. Right, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stop the stream and start it again in 2 seconds. So one stop. Thumbs up in the chat if we're back live. The issue happened because Hot Mic crashed. And when Hot Mic crashed, it messed around with our OBS, which caused a delay. But it should be fixed now. Hopefully, we should be back to normal. So, thumbs up if we're all back to normal. Again, it was an issue at Hot Mic's end. When that crashes, it fucks with our OBS. So, should be back, I think. Should be back. Yes? No? Happy? Thumbs up. It's looking okay at my end. Yes, brilliant. Happy days. Right, 15 more minutes to go, ladies and gentlemen. Whatever you want to talk about, let's keep it going. Dave said sounds a bit off. Sounds okay and looks okay from my screen, mate, which is why I asked the first time, was there a lag, because I could see it. Somebody said I have to do a forfeit now. Did we hit 1,700 followers on Hot Mic? If it was on YouTube, mate, it would be a bit fucked up, like, to be fair. But do give us a follow on YouTube, by the way. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, please do so. Sound is fine. Good. All cool. Right, so we did get to 1,700, did we? Well, then I guess I'm going to have to do a forfeit. So, get thinking. Get thinking about a forfeit, ladies and gentlemen. You come up with some ideas and we'll put them to the vote, and I'll do a forfeit because I'm a man of my word. And when we get to the next 100 on Hot Mic, I'll do another forfeit. So, why not? Keep going. My wife is a vicious bitch, by the way, because she showed me, you know, Iceland, the food shop. She showed me these ridiculously chili, and when I mean chili, I mean like the pepper. There's some burgers that they have that are supposed to be ridiculously hot. I'm going to actually Google what they're called now just so I can find out exactly, because, you know, she loves to see me suffer. So as soon as I said this to her, where have we got? Okay, what are they called? They are called Iceland Scarily Spicy Carolina Reaper Quarter Pounders, which sounds fucking frightening to somebody like me who doesn't like spicy food. So, but again, I'll leave that up to you guys. We'll have a little chat and we'll figure out a forfeit because I'm a man of my word. Eat a chili and share it on YouTube, Twitter. Somebody said. Somebody else said do the ice bucket challenge, but again, I'm happy. I'll do whatever you guys decide. Brian said no brownie. Brownie? I don't know what you mean by brownie, mate. Carolina Reapers are rather vicious peppers. I know, John. That's why I was shitting myself when my wife suggested it. Because as I said, she likes to see me suffer, and I cannot stomach spicy food. Grow your hair. I can't do that. And the reason I can't do that, Al, is a health kind of thing, because it makes me feel dirty when I grow my hair. I know that sounds weird, but I tried to do it about a year ago, and I let it go for about a month maybe, and I had to shave it off again because it just felt odd. Again, though, please do keep downloading the Hot Mic app, putting the code in Anfield, and we'll go from there. Do a chili. You are vicious bastards, aren't you? Do a chili. Shave your eyebrows. That's just... This is a thing of beauty. Like, when you're talking about my eyebrows, Lara, you're talking about me. Like, it's literally the only fucking hair really I have left. And if I shave my eyebrows, how could I do streams with no eyebrows? I mean, I said that, like, you know, I didn't say I'd do something ridiculous. Get the fiery chili pork sausages from Morrison's. We don't have Morrison's in Ireland, John, mate. It doesn't exist. We do have an Iceland, and there's one half a mile down the road from me. So if it's the Carolina Reaper burgers, then we can sort that one out. Tattoo, I love everything. Yeah, I'm going to do that for 100 Hot Mic followers, mate. Not a chance. Do a pole dance. You know I'd do that, Devin, mate. You know what I mean? Pole dancing's the German would like to have a word with you. Yeah. I mean, I could definitely see me doing that. Yeah, I could do it. Definitely. Put on the high heels for sure. Do a chili on a stream. What do you mean by do a chili? You're bad people. 5 kilometre challenge, said Patrick. But how will I prove if I've done it, mate? I could absolutely cheat that. Wear a United shirt for the stream. Where am I going to get a United shirt from? I mean, we need solutions to these problems, mate. Wear a United shirt. Get me one. If you want to post me a free United shirt, I'll wear it on stream as a thank you or as a forfeit. But I ain't buying a fucking United shirt, I can promise you that. Craig, you're as bald as Paul Tracy. I don't know who Paul Tracy is, but is he as handsome as me, Aaron? Is he? Do a cooking challenge like Goldbridge. I don't know what cooking challenge Goldbridge did, but I'm quite a good cook, boy. So a cooking challenge sounds like fun. But what was it? I'd love more information on that. Get them in skips. Skips? I don't know what you mean by get them in skips. Have a full broadcast with your wife on. She won't come on, Brendan. I've asked her many, many times to come on, even just say hello, and she won't do it. And I've tried and tried and tried and tried and tried. Make up for a stream. Alright, do you know what I'll do? I will that's a good one. If we all agree on Rob Shepherd's one, I will let my daughter do my makeup for a stream. How does that sound like a winner? And when I say do my makeup, I mean she will have me looking like a cheap hooker on purpose. And that's something that she would enjoy doing. So if that one works, if I get enough thumbs up on that one, yeah, I'll wear makeup on the stream. I mean, I can do that. Why not? And I'm sure my daughter would love to play around with her fucking palette of colours and make me look like a $2 hooker. Where is Latan LA Galaxy shirt? Actually, funny story. Not a funny story, but a nice story. Paul Smith from the Smith family of boxing fame in Liverpool actually got Stevie G to send me over a signed LA Galaxy shirt a few years back, which was extremely kind of him. Loads of thumbs up. Right, so I am going to... What day will I say I'll do this makeup stream on? I don't want to have a guest on and wear makeup, so the next stream that I do without a guest on, I will wear the makeup. I will get my daughter to make me look like ridiculous as possible. Yeah, there, we have a deal. Okay, we have a deal. Nice, I like it. There, I'm glad we've got a consensus on that one. So yes, I will fucking wear makeup on a stream. Oh, you're bad people, ladies and gentlemen. You are bad people. But remember, please do keep downloading that Hot Mic app and sharing it if you're on there with us right now. And again, we're going to do 10 more minutes from them finish up. But thank you to everybody who signed up to become a member. I think we're really close to 200 members on Anfield Agenda. So again, we're going to open up our Discord group to all of our members within the next 2 weeks. So if you want to sign up, please do hit that join button. Membership of Anfield Agenda is just 99p and you get use of all those cool emojis that you see people using all the time that Connor designed. Nails painted too. Fair enough, Joanne. I will do the whole hog. I will let my daughter give me a full makeover, Joanne. Add an Everton shirt to the makeup. Again, I ain't spending any money on an Everton shirt, mate. That's just not going to happen. Freddie said, whatever happens to Liverpool this season, I'm so proud of our team and Klopp. We smashed the league like a freight train. You'll never walk alone from Los Angeles. Stay safe, my friend. And same to you, Freddie, mate. Love right back over to you and the City of Angels. And I hope that you stay safe as well. And yes, you're right, mate. The guys have done us tremendously proud. And whatever happens, even if the worst came to the worst and we were voided, and I don't think that will happen, by the way, I fully believe we'll go and win it next year. Wig 2, said Dave. And again, Dave, where am I going to get the magic wig from? I mean, there's not like wigs floating around me gaff, like. Do the genie celebration from Barca. I mean, getting me man boobs out. I mean, that just takes 2 seconds, mate. I mean, I'll do that when we win the league anyway, so that's coming. Are you going to buy next year's Liverpool shirt? Definitely. I'm probably going to buy the home and away from what I've seen so far, Sodos. The third one, if it is the black and pink one that I've seen leaked, then I'll probably end up buying the 3 shirts, mate. So yes, I will be buying the home shirt for definite. Definitely. The more I see that shirt, the more it grows on me. And the more detail I get to see as well, yeah, the more it grows on me. I bet your lass will love that. Well, it's her birthday on Tuesday. So how about we do it for her birthday? How about I let her spend her birthday, because she won't be able to have a party anyway. How about I let her spend her birthday making her dad look like an asshole, and then getting to show her friends that she made her dad look like an asshole. So does that work? So we can do it as a birthday treat for my daughter as well. Everybody happy with that one? Give me a thumbs up if you're happy with that. Next Tuesday night, we can do it if you're happy with that one. Again, you guys are in charge. It is my forfeit to fulfill, but it's you guys to tell me what to do and when to do it. Marco said, damn it, I'm late. I didn't get my notification. Yeah, that frustrates us, mate, as YouTubers, that some people have notifications turned on and don't get them. It is really annoying. Would you buy a Raging Knack CMV for 3 million? I don't know what a Raging Knack CMV is, so I've no idea. Craig, what do you think of Real Madrid freezing their upcoming transfer window? I did not hear any information about that, but I've told you guys before that Real Madrid and Barcelona, from what I know, aren't in the healthiest financial positions anyway with regards to being able to go out and splurge on transfers. So if it is the case and they have froze it, then it might help us get Mbappe. You never know. Okay, yep, so we're happy to go at my daughter's birthday for me to look like a clown. You bastards. I love you, but you bastards. What have we got? Craig, you're the best. Thank you, Derek. I really appreciate that. Right, I don't know where we are with members on the channel, but as I said, we are close to 200, so you know what to do. Hit the join button, yada yada. Do you agree Liverpool have the most to lose with this pandemic, as Liverpool are currently the best team in world football? No, I don't, mate, because I think people's lives are the most important thing during what's going on right now, and football should and is secondary to health. I mean, I would sacrifice Liverpool winning the Premier League this year if it guaranteed saving one life. I would do it, mate, because humanity and the human spirit and the will to live has to be first and foremost above everything else. So yeah, I mean, I would happily go another 30 years if it meant it saved a couple of lives, for sure. Because people's lives are most important thing in the world. You cannot replace people. We can go and win another Premier League, but we cannot replace loved ones who might pass away. So yeah, we can't. Probably not, like, you know, it's not the answer you probably expect me to give, but it's the honest answer. When are you going to do another video stream with Terry from the Terrace? I don't know. He asked me to come on the other day. I couldn't do it for various reasons. I was busy and a few other bits and pieces. But we do keep in contact, so soon enough, I would imagine. What else is there? Can you show us the Liverpool shirt? Won't be the one which has a green edition. Won't it be that one which has a green edition? Mate, just Google them. Look at the Anfield Agenda Twitter account, mate. They're all up on there. And it's just at Anfield Agenda, by the way. If you want to give us a follow on Twitter or on Instagram, please do so at Anfield Agenda. I always forget to mention those two. I am back running the Twitter account, so it is me that you'll be bantering with over there. So please feel free to give us a follow. Connor's Twitter account is at Mr. Crosby. And as you can see, it scrolls across the bottom of the screen there as well. As long as along with the Anfield Agenda sign-up code and stuff, it is Mr. Crosby. That's his one. Right, look, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to call that a night. Thank you so much for tuning in. Probably do a stream over the weekend between now and then, but Tuesday will be the makeup stream. Tuesday will be the one where I will fulfill my forfeit as promised. Please do continue to download that Hot Mic app though and put in the code Anfield as your invite code, and then give us a follow on there as well. Thank you to everyone that sent super stickers, super chats, that signed up to become members. You've no idea what it means to us. It helps us keep this thing on the road and keep ticking along. Love to each and every one of you. First and foremost, I want to say thank you for tuning in, but I wish all your families and your loved ones continued health and prosperity, and I will chat to you wonderful people soon. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your support, and up the motherfucking Reds. Love to you all.